So how do you succeed beyond your wildest dreams? So I just got this text. I'm going to cover up the name, but here's this text, and it came in, and it's an image of a book, and it's a very short text, and it said, PLC started yesterday, brushing up on my favorite book. So her favorite book is my book, Launch, and PLC refers to pre-launch content. So that's just part of my formula for launching. And this person so she's going back to the fundamentals and she's brushing up. Last year, she did a launch that did over $5 million. The year before that, she did a launch that did over $2 million. And it goes back, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. She's been in my world and she's been doing these launches and they've been getting better and better and better and better. And this is someone who started from scratch, started with no following, started in a little niche. She was an artist and was, the classic starving artist, just trying to put food on the table. And now she's built this business up to do last year a $5 million launch. Who knows what she's going to do this year? Now, something I want to focus on right here is she said she's going back and she's reading this book. She's rereading the book as she goes into her launch. This is the thing that I've noticed is that the people that are super successful, especially the people that come out of nowhere that are super successful, they just focus on the next step, on putting one foot in front of the other, and they focus on the fundamentals. If you want to have a multi-million-dollar launch, then there's 3 things you have to nail. The first one is the who. Who are you going to sell to? Who is your ideal customer? Who is your avatar? And once you start to understand who they are, what their hopes, their dreams, the failures in their life, the potential in their life, the dangers, the things they have, the assets that they have that they don't even know about, the things that they're going to discover on their journey. Once you really drill into all those things, the things that keep them up at night, then you can really speak to them and you can design an offer that they really want. So the first thing is the who. The second thing is the what. And I sort of gave you a preview of that. It's the offer. It's the promise. How are you going to change their life? What are you going to do for them? We're all delivering more pleasure or we're taking away pain. So what is that promise? How are you going to impact them? What are you going to deliver to them? That's the offer. Another way to think about it, I think, what's the promise? What's the promise I'm making to them if they decide to buy from me? So first thing the who, then the what. It's the avatar, the offer, and then comes your marketing, your messaging, how you build out your promotion. So this person, she's heading into her PLC started yesterday. Her first piece of pre-launch content was released yesterday. So that's the marketing, that's the messaging. A lot of people jump into that. A lot of amateurs jump into I'm going to I want to do a webinar and 3 videos and this, and I want to do that. And I want to do a live event. They focus on the marketing, the messaging, because that's cool. It's interesting. It's sexy, but you cannot go to your marketing until you know what the promise is. You don't know what the promise is until you know what the who your avatar is. And I've been in this game for a very long time. We're coming up on 20, well, let's see, I don't know. It's actually, we're coming up on 30 years pretty soon. It's crazy. When I am going into a launch, when I am going into promotion, when I'm putting together some type of campaign, then I start in the same place. I start with who I'm going to reach. Yeah, I've been selling. I've got a list of clients that have been with me for almost 20 years. I have a long list. I know my clients. I know them really, really well, but I'll go back to that core and say, who am I trying to reach? What are their hopes, their dreams, their fears? What keeps them up at night? Then I build out the offer, which speaks to how you're going to articulate that offer, how you're going to tell people about that offer, which is the messaging and the marketing. You can't be too cool for school. I have a friend who's an ex-world champion at karate. So in the not too distant future, he was the best person in the world at karate. Pretty amazing. He told me that every single year he goes back and he does a whole section on the front or the basic punch. The most basic, that's the first thing that you learn in the first class when you start to study karate. And here's someone who is a world champion, and he goes back every single year to study that front punch. This is the key, is that if you want to be wildly successful, you have to start building with small successes. And I know everyone just wants that $1 million launch. Everyone wants that multi-million-dollar launch. Well, it's not going to happen the first time out of the gate unless you bring enormous resources and enormous experience to your business. It's just not going to happen right out of the gate. To celebrate is that regular people, like my friend who sent this text, like myself, regular people who don't have a huge background, who don't have a huge audience, can start slowly and build up that audience. And here's the thing, is it took me to get to a multi-million-dollar launch, it took me 12 years. It took me 12 years to get to a multi-million-dollar launch. This person got there within probably, I'm going to guess, 4 years. So the knowledge is out there that wasn't there before. The training, frankly, my training is out there and it wasn't there before. I didn't have the benefit of my training. How egotistical does that sound? But the training, the tools weren't there when I was starting out. They're there now. So you aren't going to jump to $1 million. But when you keep putting one foot in front of the other, when you get really good at those fundamentals, it's amazing how quickly the success can come and how big it can be. It's just breathtaking. A $5 million launch. That's world changer. It's life changing. Let's put it that way. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a follow, do all the things, and let's go get them this week.